So have you guys seen in the title and the thumbnail? Yes, I got the Blackmagic PYXIS 6K. A quick disclaimer too for this video, and I'll say in my other videos as well. Blackmagic did send me out this PYXIS to keep, review, talk about, do videos for. I'm not obligated to say anything. I'm not even obligated to make videos. They sent it out just because they knew and saw my channel, saw what I liked, and saw what I was posting. I'm gonna do a whole video going on the entire overview on the PYXIS, but this is just gonna be kind of my first impressions of this camera. I did get to see this in person for the first time at NAB in 2024. Back then, I was more questionable, but as videos started coming out on YouTube, I definitely have been interested in taking more of a look at a box style design camera. So yeah, I have zero notes for this entire video besides the fact that I have a PYXIS. Woo. Starting off with just this entire body itself, it's a full metal design with the full frame 6K sensor on the inside. In terms of specs, this camera does basically have the exact same specs as the full frame 6K. Now, a little bit of context, I have shot on some Blackmagic cameras in the past. I've shot on the Pocket 4Ks with the Micro Four Third cameras, but like everyone said with the Pocket 4K, the Pocket 6K, the full frame 6K is no one liked the body design and everyone wished it was a box design. And I feel like with this specific design, Blackmagic kind of came out saying, we've listened, we heard you, and this is almost what most people want. There's definitely a couple things I still am not a huge fan of, which I will touch point on in a bit. And then I also kind of want to share my thoughts on what LUMIX could potentially do from a perspective of what Blackmagic is doing right now. Yeah, the whole design, the whole layout of this camera, I've actually been really enjoying. I do like this whole layout on the design with your function buttons, being able to have so much control. The menu settings definitely on the Blackmagic cameras have been one of my favorites. I do wish, and maybe this could also be a user error too, I do wish that they had some type of area to have a trigger control be pressed. I like having my hand here on the side handle that I added, but it would be nice if I had one that had a trigger control, and maybe it's just connected through USB-C. So if you know that, just let me know in the comments below, because I could be sounding like such a silly guy. But the front record button right here on the side, I do find really nice whenever you're filming, you're holding your camera. Just being able to press this button is really simple and really easy. Now there is only a few cons from a LUMIX perspective coming to this camera, because I feel like a lot of people that watch my channel are shooting on the S5 IIX. They're probably waiting for an S1H Mark II. They're hoping it's a box camera, and they might be looking into the PYXIS and wanting to see if it's a good option. Firstly, just noting, there is obviously no stabilization whatsoever. There's no IBIS, there's no electronic stabilization. Granted, when you do rig out this entire camera, this feels pretty good in terms of weight, but when you rig it out, you put on a lens, you have your monitor, you have a cage setup, you have a V-mount battery. I just shot on something with this camera fully rigged out for the first time the other day, and I just was shocked by the weight. You definitely need some type of easy rig setup or a cine saddle or the 6-sack, having something where the weight comes off your arms, because for long periods of shoot, this definitely gets really heavy really fast when you start pitting all your different parts and construction and rigging parts on this camera. And then the last two things that I've noticed, I primarily edit in Final Cut Pro, so it would be nice to have some type of ProRes option. I believe the full frame 6K didn't have ProRes to begin with, and then via a firmware update got it later on. So it would be nice for that, which comes in the second thing. The file sizes, just in comparison, are way bigger than what I'm used to currently, but then again, you are also getting Blackmagic RAW, and the color science and the colors out of this camera are really nice. But just as a first impressions, I think this is a great camera. I think there's a lot of things that other camera manufacturers like LUMIX can learn from Blackmagic, that people want this. Basically, people want a box camera. I honestly think if LUMIX created the S5 IIX just with full frame, 60 frames a second, and they put it in a box camera just like this, maybe even if they could have a screen that flips out, done. That camera would sell like crazy, because this entire design is really, really good. Anyways, there's gonna be a ton more videos coming to this channel about the Blackmagic PYXIS, the whole overview, taking this camera and comparing it to the S5 IIX versus the GH7, rigging it out, the whole 9 yards. So if you guys have any questions about the Blackmagic PYXIS, definitely just leave them in the comments below and I'll start accumulating those questions and hopefully answer them in future videos. If you enjoyed this video and you want to see a video that I recommend, check out that video right there. YouTube recommends you might like this video right here. Until next week, guys, peace.